her from October to Feb. Then I went on maternity leave till early June. And when I came back, my cover and I shared responsibility for her till I was back up to speed.
Okay. What was the name of your cover, please?
That was Carol Wojcicki. No, Carol with a K, and it's WOJSKI.
Is Carol still here?
No, he left.
And when was that?
Mid 2016.
So he moved to another department?
No, he left social work completely, I believe. Pretty stressful job. Huge responsibilities, zero resources. Thank you, government.
Yes, very tough. And so this is the last appointment anyone has the pressure. Correct. 26th of June.
Yeah.
And the address given there as her new home address is Waterman Road.
Yeah.
Okay. And Carol took this appointment.
Yeah.
In detail, seeing her
I
at
don't
Yes, and these are the brief notes from that meeting. These would normally have been written up in detail.
Son wants her to go back to sex work. Never seen her be happy. Mother assaulted her again. Right. So why weren't these notes written up properly?
Carol resigned the next day.
I get to get contact details for Carol if you can, please.
Sure.
I mean, you keep skirting around things, but really, why don't you just say it?
Say what?
You don't want a child with me.
Because it's not true.
So why do you keep mentioning money and priorities and making me feel shit?
I'm really not trying to make you feel shit. I'm just trying to articulate some of the very real, practical difficulties facing us. But please, if you can see a simple solution.
I'll work more hours.
You already work too many. Science, between us, we do 5 fucking jobs, for Christ's sakes. I mean,
but the drop.
I don't want it to be like this any more than you do. But given he's not going to make me spend money on a lawyer, that really does have to be my priority.
Toy
See
soldier.
that, don't you? And I don't need to have a baby with you to prove to myself, or I hope to you, how much I love you.
What I need is I count for nothing.
Of course it does. I know it's incredibly important to you. I refer the honourable gentleman to my earlier answer.
You think this is funny?
No.
Because this isn't a joke to me, Lisa.
I
You're
know.
2 kids with that baboon and won't have one with me.
Now, please.
I mean, am I not good enough? Is that what it is?
I cannot believe you just said that.
And if she did do it deliberately,
She didn't do it deliberately.
why didn't I see it? Why didn't I do more to help her?
Cass's death was not
Birthday.
life.
The boy soldier.
No.
Maybe you should. Someone.
She finds it hard enough as it is. I know she thinks I should have gotten over it by now. And everyone does.
I don't. Think about her too. All the time. It's still absolutely with me. So if you don't want to see someone about it, talk to me. I'll always listen, I'm always here.
With me.
Okay, yeah. So
We
it's
all
0
fall
7
down
9
like a
0
toy
0.
soldier.
Go.
Sorry, hi. Listen, first up.
I'm sorry if I snapped earlier. It was uncalled for.
Yeah.
So I just had a very interesting conversation with Francis about Precious's social worker. How would you feel about a trip to Paris where he lives to speak to him?
Can't we just zoom in?
We could, yeah. But as of now, he's the last person to have seen her alive, and the day after he did, he resigned.
Golden
And she accepted that.
Mojo.
He left the country. I think you want to see the whites of his eyes.
Sure. Well,
Great. Thanks.
Cooper sponsors mystery drama.
Don't you let the diva.
Starting a new chapter can be the most thrilling thing in the world. There's an abundance of reasons to get started. How far we take an idea is a question of willpower. Because progress is a matter of character.
This spring, there's lots of great value ways to have your home done your way with Dunelm.
Why should I be framed? I am never the same, but I am always myself. Paradox. By Clara.
Summer holiday. What springs to mind? You probably think we're constantly stopping for tea. It's not entirely unfair. You think we like just squiggling along? You probably think we love regular afternoon lie-downs. Oh, yes, our holiday with Saga is everything you probably thought it was. And a little bit more.
Discover tailor-made travel.
I did not mean to
by
do
Saga.
that.
At Direct Line, we know hazard avoidance is a big part of
Not
driving.
born.
But even if you're the best driver on the road, no one can take evasive manoeuvres if they're not behind the wheel. Or predict lightning. Or an escape herd of cattle.
At Direct Line, we do things differently.
So when these hazards strike, we won't take away your no-claim discounts. Why should you do that? Come direct to find out more. We're on it. Direct Line.
Whether you combine, contribute or withdraw, we're building a pension company you can believe in. PensionBee, the pension confident.
Don't settle for patchy Wi-Fi. Sky Broadband guarantees Wi-Fi that covers the whole home or money back. That's Wi-Fi from locked to lair at no extra cost.
Sky Broadband. Built for entertainment.
Excuse me, but your skin looks absolutely radiant. Thanks. It's this. That's number 7. Great talking to you. Amazing skin.
Try our day cream together with our age-defying serum. 8 out of 10 saw better results when used together. Save £10 with your number 7 voucher when you spend £20 on number 7 in store.
This is my story. What happened turns my life around. Who's Joey?
Joey is my sister.
So how does the story end? I don't know. Was this family deliberately targeted?
They've lost their mom, the dad can't cope, and there's a child with learning difficulties. You okay? I'm always okay.
The start of something dramatic. Cooper sponsors mystery drama.
Yep.
So the relative who used to pop round and check up on her, and the LA in the lawyer's notes. That's Lord Anthony, as in Hume.
Tony Hume?
Yeah.
The Tory guy? What a blackberry shut down because that twat.
Yeah, well, it turns out that his wife is a lady in
Hello, Tara.
Keys to the property.
Can I answer the call? Answer some questions?
What could possibly connect the Tory Lord?
You can tell I see too much scream.
What?
Too much scream, that is.
Actually, could you find me his address and text it to me? Thanks.
What was the murder killer's name?
Hi Debs, look, it's me. I'm really sorry. I'm gonna have to bail on tonight. I'll talk to you soon.
Well,
Seeing on the Eurostar, I've got to speak to a possible suspect in Paris. I'd like tomorrow.
Alright. I think I'm miscarrying.
God.
I'm heading to my mum's.
To go to the hospital. Shall I come back? I'll come straight back if you want.
This is bull crap, this game is.
Sal?
Piszesz? Jasne. Wszystko okej? Tak? Już tak cicho jesteś dzisiaj. Słuchaj stary, jak potrzebujesz pogadać, to chodź śmiało.
I was looking for Cheryl, Jay's girlfriend. Wow. Does she live here?
Who wants to know?
I'm Jay's brief. He was worried about her being alright.
Tell him she's fine. I'm looking after her now. Tell him she's fine.
Oh, hello, honey. This lady is a detective. She wants to talk to you about my sister's old house.
Hello. Thank you.
I'm sorry to disturb you so late.
Not at all. Hazel's house, you said?
Yes, I believe you were a key holder after she died.
Yes, sir.
Just need to ask you some questions about that period.
Sounds intriguing. Well, you can at least grill me and comfort.
Thank you.
Only way to treat a body. So,
Well, we're trying to narrow down exactly when she died, and we understand you might have had some access to the house around May or June 2016.
I did. Some squatters had got into the property, and the neighbour of Hazel's, who knew I used to visit her, rang me at my office.
And you can remember roughly when this date was?
Well, I could check my diaries, but late May, I think. I have a vague recollection it was during the Whitsun recess.
Okay. And what happened then?
Well, I drove down there the day after the neighbour rang. On my way here, basically just knocked on the door.
And someone answered?
They did. I told them who I was, and they couldn't be there, and just tried to keep it very friendly.
How many were there?
The two came to the door, and when they left, I counted 5 in total.
Men, women?
3 men, 2 women.
And what was their reaction to you?
Oh, hostile, extremely. They basically told me, in certain terms, to get lost, and were very threatening.
Physically? You thought they were capable of violence?
Listen, they looked like addicts to me, and I'd seen enough of my charity sector work. I know that an addict can be dangerous and they're sick, so I was scared.
How did you get them out?
Money.
Which they accepted.
They wanted 1,000, which is why I had offered them 500.
And they accepted that?
Yeah.
Oh, nice start.
And can I just ask, just call the police?
I wasn't sure about rights, and I didn't want a long protracted legal battle. We were already in the middle of one about the week. My guess that money didn't work, and it's it. So they left the week alone, and afternoon I got the locksmith in. The place was Fort Knox by the time they'd done.
And there were no further problems?
Not that I was aware of.
And what was the state of the house when you went in?
Disgusting. Damage and filth.
Do we really need
Not
to
the
bring
original
our tears
features
on
of the
our
room.
eyes?
The place smelled absolutely dreadful. Oh Lord. She couldn't have already have been there, could she?
We're not sure, but sorry, can I just go back? What did you do with the new set of keys?
Well, I dropped them round at the solicitors.
How soon after?
A few days, I think.
Oh, well, actually, it was 5 weeks later. Any reason for that?
No, just busy, I guess.
And finally, can I just show you a picture of the victim? Does her face look familiar at all?
No,
She's here at the house.
no, not that I recall.
Take a good look.
No, sorry, I don't recognize it.
Thank you.
I mean, just to reiterate, for what it's worth, from my encounter with them, they did look like very unpleasant people. Capable of anything.
I'll leave you in peace.
125. Let's see if he can beat me. And he can't even put a ball. How embarrassing.
Oh, good evening, Mom. Oh.
Karen, the neighbour you spoke to, what did they say they're calling the light?
I don't remember. Dry, sweet. I think that was the word. Sweet. Great. Okay. Thanks, Karen. Night. Good night, Mom.
Police was called.
Oh.
Footage was taken. Screaming. There was many. Screamed. She had it for no reason. It was the point that they stopped talking. And it was I believe this is what the call was when we started. Individual rooms around the place. Divorce. Remember those squatters that I chucked out just after Hazeltine?
Yes.
One of them must have got back in somehow. And he'd taken an overdose and then very sadly died. Anyway, I need a drink. You want one?
There's a documentary about it with some footage of it. Everything else was confiscated by the police. A lot of people thinking that there was a curse put on this place because of it.
Fuck.
They're just on board with those guys. So be careful. Slower. Sorry if I missed any messages, guys. I just something I tried to make the
Well,
team.
it's me again. Did the police of mine.
You stabbed.
Bonsoir.
Hey, Paul, Paul, Paul.
Je suis Monsieur Kahn. Léon. Enchanté. Merci. Suivez-moi. Bien, oui.
One way.
My mother was precious Valerie and I was there that night. I was there and I saw it all.
To ITDS, streaming the whole series of Unforgotten, and we're back here with a new episode Monday here at 9. A grieving mother comes face to face with a man she believes is the killer. Vicky McClure stars in our gripping thriller Without Sin. Watch it now on ITDX.
New to this place and you want to take ownership of the building? Because that's what feels.
Sponsors mystery drama.
Now with all the latest headlines this evening, it's the ITV News at 10.
It's certainly not the news any of us wanted, but it does, many analysts feel, reflect the cold, hard reality. The Minister warned tonight of a dangerous decade ahead as he revamped our defence strategy with America and Australia.
We represent three allies who have shed blood together in defence of our shared values that are coming together again to fulfil that higher purpose of maintaining freedom and security.
An increasingly aggressive China, the ongoing war with Russia in Ukraine, threatened the PM said a world defined by danger, disorder, and progress with San Diego. Also on News at 10 tonight.
I feel like I can.
Director General insists he didn't back down in the Lineker round.
I'm the first time sniffing him singing like that.
That's exactly what he did. One bank safe, but the contagion spreads in America. The massive icebergs that have broken away from Antarctica and are drifting towards international shipping lanes. One the size of Greater London, the other even bigger. The village in India where digital detox time is now the law. Critics might regard this as an invasion of privacy, but this initiative has widespread support.
And just leave me well with my friends. So would you to stay with me?
That will not.
You're all I need. Love and never sleep. But darling, stay with me.
This is on TV, News at 10, with Tom Bradby.
And you know.
Good evening. Rishi Sunak is tonight taking part in a mini summit on the west coast of America, which is likely to have far-reaching implications for the future security of the world. Meeting with President Biden and the Australian President Anthony Albanese, the so-called AUKUS security alliance is no doubt being closely monitored by.
Finally, won a game.
Understanding the announcement of nuclear-powered but conventionally armed attack submarines for Australia. They say the deal is about keeping our oceans free and contributing to global security and stability. But underlying that is the context of China's growing ambitions and influence in the Indo-Pacific region. The military pomp of an important security deal between America, Britain and Australia, designed in large part to push back against the growing challenge from China. With much faster and powerful new nuclear submarines to be built in Britain for delivery to Australia.
AUKUS has one overriding objective.
Stay with me.
The Indo-Pacific amid global dynamics. Simply stated, we're putting ourselves in the strongest possible position to navigate the challenges of today and tomorrow.
Together, we represent three peoples who have shed blood together in defense of our shared values, and three democracies that are coming together again to fulfill that higher purpose of maintaining freedom, peace, and security.
But there are risks, as I discussed with the Prime Minister. There are concerns that indirectly this will add to nuclear proliferation. How do you reassure people?
We've obviously take all our obligations under the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty seriously. We've been in touch with the IAEA, and all of that has been taken care of.
This is partly about containing the threat of China. China. Should they reduce those?
One thing is clear over the past few years that we are more concerned about China's behaviour. They're acting in a more authoritarian fashion at home, more assertive overseas. They represent a systemic challenge. Now, we're not alone in thinking about China in that way.
Some governments have instructed their public officials not to use TikTok.
What do you mean away? Reward.
So we don't routinely comment on these things, but we do take very seriously the use of government IT, and we of course also look at what our allies are doing in that space.
So you're saying if anybody is using government IT, don't go on TikTok?
There are established guidelines in place. We want to make sure that we protect the integrity and security of sensitive information, and we will always do that and take whatever steps are necessary to make sure that happens.
You are increasing spending on defence to 2.25% of GDP by 2025, and you set a long-term aim of getting to 2.5%. But why not the 3% that your immediate predecessor, Liz Truss, wanted?
Well, I think we want to invest what's necessary to keep us safe. It's clear that the world has become more volatile. The threats to our security have increased. And in light of that, it's right that we invest more.
The important relationship between Britain and America was strained when Boris Johnson was Prime Minister, joined by the Australian Prime Minister. It certainly looks improved. Three allies, more united militarily than ever to contain China. Whether China will view this as provocative to the point of hostile is the big question. News at 10 in San Diego.
With a way,
Beijing
reward
made its views on the
for the final time.
They claim it violates the spirit of the nuclear non-proliferation. Submarines are conventionally armed. The deal is all about bolstering Western power and influence in the Indo-Pacific. Counterweight to China's perceived as China's growing presence. The deal is backed by other allies like Japan, South Korea, and most controversially, Taiwan, which of course China regards
as its own. In military terms, US resources do still considerably outstrip China.
I'm gonna try and get that like
£670
in
billion a year compared to China's 185 billion. China, however, does lead the way in troop numbers, with personnel numbering 2 million. But again, in terms of
Two
Navy,
wins.
the US outnumbers China for aircraft carriers by 11 to 2.
in a way.
Now, today's deal adds to
The
a
reward.
and somewhat
If I
scary
die tonight, in a way. Reward.
China's ambitions are not
Final
confined to just this
time.
planet. On Monday, it launched another satellite into space as part of a rapidly expanding exploration program. The plan is for Chinese astronauts to land on the moon by the end of this decade. That is the same time frame within which Xi Jinping could make his move. The Chinese president used his closing speech at the Communist Party's annual gathering to restate his aim of reunification and declare his army will be built into a wall of steel.
Max, you kicking me?
And modernise the army,
Shut
building
up.
the People's Army.
Not kicking me off a police settee.
That effectively safeguards national security, sovereignty, and development interests.
Shit.
In terms
I can get that
of
in.
numbers,
Easy.
China has quickly overtaken the United States to have the largest armed forces and navy fleet in the world. America is still more technologically advanced and has a defense budget 3 times that of Beijing's, but the People's Liberation Army is catching up. With no conflict in mind,
Sound healthy?
the country has produced its own fleet of fighter jets and aircraft carriers to support them.
Fucking hell.
Every Chinese leader since Mao Zedong
We
has
sound healthy, you know.
Taiwan as a Communist Party target. But Xi Jinping has established the power
Subscribe to that
and the
person who
military
just
to
popped
make
up.
it happen. It has brought China to a critical point in its relations with the West, where a defense
Great
designed as a
sneeze.
deterrent will be read as a threat.
The Chinese government said AUKUS poses a serious nuclear proliferation risk and has accused Australia of undermining regional peace and propping up US hegemony. But China's new premier appeared to take a more conciliatory tone today, talking of cooperation, not confrontation with the United States.
China and the US can and must cooperate. There is a lot that the two countries can do. Encirclement and suppression is in no one's interests.
That final warning about encirclement and suppression was a phrase first introduced by the president last week. The AUKUS deal will be taken as further evidence of a US-led attempt to
You know you're rude, don't you,
Max?
Max?
And its plans for Taiwan.
You fat
Get
sod.
Edward News at 10, Beijing.
And Robert joins us now from San Diego. I mean, Robert, we have there the two different perspectives.
Trying to kick me off with his settee.
From our side, viewing this deal as a deterrent, but instead he was saying the Chinese possibly viewing it as a threat.
Go away,
It's
Max.
a pretty big moment, is it not?
It certainly is. You can probably see behind me a Virginia-class nuclear-powered submarine of the sort that are being sold to Australia before we get round to developing this new generation, allegedly the most powerful submarines that Britain has ever produced, which will also go to Australia. This has plainly rattled the Chinese. One of the things that really struck me just now, listening to
Boo.
Biden here at this naval base in San Diego, is the sheer number of times he said this was not about allowing Australia to become part of that very small club of nations that have nuclear weapons. Yes, it's about nuclear technology to drive the submarine. He says, he insisted that the International Atomic Agency, which polices the non-proliferation deals, is clear that nothing that is being suggested by America or Australia will turn Australia into a nuclear weapons country. But, as we just heard from Debbie, China doesn't really believe this, and the reason they are sceptical is because Rishi Sunak was absolutely explicit. This is, to an extent, about curbing China. So, as I said in my piece, the big issue about this is how much the Chinese see this as an escalation of aggression. Just now, the American president has insisted this is not aggression. One final thing, on a matter close to home, the American president has also just announced that he hopes to come over to celebrate 25 years of the Good Friday Agreement in April. That would be a trip to Northern Ireland and the Republic of Ireland, something the British government has been very keen to see.
It would be a big moment. Robert, thank you very much indeed. To news here now, and quite frankly, it's difficult to escape the conclusion tonight that the end of the saga of Gary Lineker's tweet has left the BBC in more distress than ever before. MPs are, as we speak, debating the government's new asylum policy, about which the sports presenter, as you all know by now, made his notorious tweet. But the fact is that Lineker's reinstatement today, plus both an apology and a pledge to review the corporation's impartiality code, represents a humiliating climb down to BBC management. Tonight, moreover, it was claimed by a former Director General, no less, this very deal was turned down by the BBC on Friday.
Gary Lineker learned this morning that he would be back presenting Match of the Day after a deal with the BBC. Much to say to reporters.
I've already said what I'm going to say on Twitter. If I say anything more now, it just encourages people to do it.
He tweeted confirming the deal and thanked his supporters and colleagues for their backing.
Sorry we're unable to show our normal Match of the Day too.
The BBC was forced to broadcast limited football coverage this weekend. Lineker was asked to step back after tweeting that the language used in the government's asylum plan was not dissimilar to that used by Germany in the 1930s.
The BBC said Lineker had agreed to follow editorial guidelines while a review of the media policy takes place. But the Director General's handling of the case has come under fire.
Asking Gary Lineker to step aside, I think, was at that moment. Then we reset and we do the things we've laid out in this agreement, which I think are right, and we go forward. Absolutely not affected by pressure from one party or the other. That is not how we work editorially in the BBC.
I think the BBC really went awry when it suspended Gary, because if it had simply said, let's keep you on air on Match of the Day for another few weeks while we resolve this, that would have been a better approach rather than causing this confrontation, which made everybody in BBC Sport walk out.
The BBC will be hoping it's done enough to end this immediate crisis, but the damage left behind is clear to see. Its impartiality and independence are its bedrock, and when they're perceived to have been weakened, the corporation's reputation suffers.
I gave no financial advice.
The row has put further pressure on the BBC's chairman, Richard Sharp, already facing questions and an investigation for his help facilitating an £800,000 loan guarantee for then Prime Minister Boris Johnson.
I think Richard Sharp's position is increasingly untenable. Obviously, there's a process going on. But I think most people watching the complete mess of the last few days would say, how on earth is he still in position? And Gary needs to be taken off air.
As Gary Lineker heads back to Match of the Day, for the BBC's leadership, the challenge of restoring the public's trust after a turbulent week is just beginning. Neil Connery, News at 10.
Well, continuing somewhat on that theme, after a heated debate in the Commons, the government's controversial illegal migration bill will shortly be voted on any second now by MPs tonight. Earlier, outside, hundreds of people gathered in Parliament Square to protest against the bill, and Romilly is there now. Romilly, passionate views on both sides of this debate tonight.
Yes, Tom, it's been an incredibly feisty debate with not just Labour, the SNP, the Liberal Democrats, but many Tory MPs voicing their unhappiness with the bill. You can hear the bells going off behind me calling MPs back in to vote on this. During the debate, the Speaker had to intervene a number of times, asking for MPs to temper their language. Even so, the bill was variously described as monstrous, abhorrent, or on the other side, the only answer to the British people being taken for a ride. The Home Secretary, Suella Braverman, mounted not just a passionate defence of the bill, but of her own personal position, saying this.
It's perfectly respectable for a child of immigrants like me to say that I'm deeply grateful to live here. To say that immigration has been overwhelmingly good for the United States. But we've had too much of it in recent years. And to say that uncontrolled and illegal migration is simply bad.
Labour have questioned whether the bill will be effective, calling it a con, but it's the views of Theresa May that will worry the government more. Herself as the Home Secretary as well as the former Prime Minister, and she questioned whether the bill will work, pointing out problem after problem with it, saying that most of those who are here illegally don't come on small boats that overstay their visas, that those fleeing persecution can't find legal route, and concluding this.
Whenever you close a route, the migrants and the people smugglers find another way. But this bill will deal with the issue of illegal migration once and for all
Hang on, look at really intense what Nicole did to it. I know, don't look impressed, does he? Yeah, you have to do it. His face though. Bless him, he's so cute.
Tell me why. Better to the future say why. Never wanna feel you say I want it that way. On fire. On fire. Want it that way. Me why? Better the day. Why? Better me to say. Tell me why. Never wanna hear you say. I want it that way.
You lay on my screen. What the fuck?
Die fire. One. That's fire. What you are. What you are.
And very focused. And as soon as we validated the fact that there was a
When
Russian
hear you say, hear you say,
and we were very lucky to make several
say, hear you say, I want it that way. When I day. Whenever hear you say, why? Whenever I hear you say, I want it that way. Every other day.
Two icebergs and two things to keep an eye on actually. The first is wildlife, the second is
I felt so lucky.
Go out.
images of one of the icebergs currently in the North Sea, just off our it's similar in size to Greater London. Now it carved off the front tight shelf as January, and it's already travelled about 150 kilometres down towards the ground.
Come on.
The second one, the British scientists are keeping an
Oh
eye
yeah, I
on.
can smell that olive oil.
A76A is as big as Cornwall. Moved for nearly 2 years and is now heading north. It's currently between the Portuguese and
Come on, Max.
now,
Max, come on then.
nothing new about icebergs.
No, move.
Melting. We know ocean temperatures and levels are rising. That's impacting storms like Cyclone Freddy and could have a similar impact on icebergs.
Scientists are predicting that actually these
Isn't
types
it
of
lucky?
icebergs might carve off more frequently in the warmer world in the future. So at the moment, this is a natural process that we're monitoring. So actually, this once-in-a-decade event is really quite a novel thing for us to study.
And one of the biggest worries is shipping. Here's the amount of vessels which pass to the south of Cape Hope. If A76A becomes grounded on the area of rocks just to the west of Georgia Island, it could break into pieces, causing not only a sinking risk, but forcing captains to take huge detours. The second worry is what happens when A76A weighs tons. It contains nutrients which are good for the ocean, but it also holds as much fresh water as 3,000 lakes. And if melting happens unusually quickly, that could change the concentration of salt in the ocean and impact the life. Now there is some good news, Tom, because scientists nowadays
I'm sure the April Fool is blue fakes. $100 fakes. April Fool's down goddamn hill. No, one more card. Try one more. Oh, boy.
Admitted that she used to be to watching TV soaps at this time. Do you miss them? She said that actually she now watches them during the day instead. But she also said she has come to appreciate family time during the digital detox, which lasts from 7 until 8:30 p.m. These people are heading out on patrol to enforce the law. Critics might regard this as an invasion of privacy, a case of Big Brother watching you to make sure you're not watching anything. But this initiative has widespread support throughout this village. The most noticeable benefits have been appreciated by the village's school teachers. Less screen time means fewer distractions for the pupils and more schoolwork being done. It was a brilliant idea, and I've noticed massive changes in the kids' education. We saw the children.
Get away with it.
16-year-old Gayatri told me that family life has improved, and so has the quality of dinner. We are talking to each other more, and my mum is
No,
able to
no.
concentrate on making better food. In a world that seems obsessed about being switched on, these people believe they are preserving the virtues available by switching off just for a while. John Irvine, News at 10, Western
I
India.
just have to close my
Well, it's
eyes.
a brilliant idea, but
Close
good luck
my
to all
eyes.
those who are prepared to contemplate raising the idea at home.
We're
Finally,
together.
this year's Oscars ceremony was, perhaps more than ever before, a celebration that the dream of diversity can become a
Always
reality.
together.
The usual bankable box
Living in the
office
magic
was
dreams.
Chinese-American family which dominated the awards, and by its star, who became the first Asian woman to win Best Lead Actress.
Michelle Yeoh. It was to be a night of cultural firsts. No other Asian woman had ever won a Best Actress Oscar before.
For all the little boys and girls who look like me watching tonight, this is a beacon of hope. I have to dedicate this to my mom. She's 84, and I'm taking this home to her. She's watching right now in Malaysia, KL, with my family and friends. I love you guys. I'm bringing this home to you.
Enjoyed too from the sweet husband from Everything Everywhere All at Once. Haley Kwan fled Vietnam as a child.
My Julie started on a boat. I feel you in a refugee camp. They say things like this only happen in the movies. I cannot believe it's happening to me.
He was still jumping for joy hours afterwards. And original song win for India.
Today I am representing my India, my country. Today I am holding my country. It's really good. It's very emotional. Very proud to be a filmmaker.
In another win for underrepresented groups, James Martin, the actor and disability rights campaigner, became an Oscar winner on his birthday with a team behind An Irish Goodbye.
Just amazing, right? Not just winning an Oscar. For starting on my Oscar. Fantastic.
Not many Oscar winners get this. Celebrations too for costume designer Ruth Carter, the first black woman to win 2 Oscars.
Thank you to the Academy for recognizing the superhero that is a black woman.
The American Academy will be breathing a sigh of relief today on the subject of diversity and representation, something that has plagued the Oscars for many years. The 7 Oscars for Everywhere All at Once would suggest that changes to the voting membership at the Academy are having an impact. Of course, the real proof will be what the Oscars look like next year. Nina Nana, News at 10 in Los Angeles.
And Nina has been speaking to Oscar winner Charles Mackesy for her podcast series Unscripted, so do take a listen wherever you get your podcast from. We did a feature on him on News at 10 not long ago. That sounds like a fascinating guy, so do take a listen.
It's like we're from Sinai to Paul. Well, man, come on, set it off then.
It's called being held to account.
No, this is being held to
In which we are confident that our measures are lawful.
I find it remarkable listening to you and homosexual currently on appeal.
Yes, I didn't deny that.
It's not lawful until the final resolution. Holding Minister to account is an important part of this programme. Weekdays from 6. A cold start with a snow shower spreading quickly across the east. Heinz Seriously Good Mayonnaise sponsors ITV National Weather.
Good evening to you. It's been a windy, wet, wintry start to New Year's Eve. The in blustery around strangely to snow from most of the continental quarter as temperatures fall away. The rain work its way from the east across central southern Britain. Elsewhere, the combination of rain, sleet and snow drifting its way southwards. Much of the sleet and snow is higher from the Midlands and Wales. And very blustery out there.
And despite the brisk winds, temperatures falling away, freezing, frosty and icy as we head into the rest of the night and the first few hours of the new day. And a stormy start across central southern Britain into Tuesday morning. We see some snow in places, particularly further west. And then clear conditions, stunning, sparkling sunshine, particularly where we've got the line of snow. Rain, sleet and snow once more across the north and the west. A wet, wintry mix here. Same as blustery. Temperatures recover in the south. Elsewhere, a chilly day after that frosty, icy start.
Heinz Seriously Good Mayonnaise sponsors ITV National Weather.
Slime's going up. Oh, it brings us out here.
Primary teacher from Northampton charged with murdering her partner and burying his body in their back garden because she killed him because he had cheated on her. Fiona Beale, who's 49, denies murdering Nicholas Billingham, whose remains were discovered in March last year. Northampton Crown Court.
The jury heard some rather gruesome detail in this opening day of the murder case against Fiona Beale. Her partner, the body of her partner Nicholas Billingham was found buried in the garden of their home in Northampton back in March last year. And the prosecution saying that Fiona Beale murdered him in November 2021 in their bedroom with a single stab wound to the neck, which severed the right jugular vein. After hiding his body, the prosecution say that she spent several months lying to friends and family.
Hey now, I'm a rock star, and name on. Say, hey now, you're a rock star. Name on.
Fiona Beale, who was a local primary school teacher, went missing, and police traced her to a lodge she had hired in the Lake District, where police found that she had tried to take her own life. They also found notebooks there in which the prosecution say there are lines that amount to the killing. That prompted police to search their house. They found Nicholas Billingham's body buried in the back garden. His body had been wrapped in a combination of black plastic, carpet, and also of bedding, and he'd been bound in places with cable ties. His body was described as partly
Might try again tomorrow.
The jury heard today that Nicholas Billingham had had a number of affairs and that he had fathered a child with another woman. In the notebooks, Fiona Beale had called him mean, cruel, belligerent, nasty, lying and cheating, and she said she had an alter ego called Tulip22 who had planned the killing. In one extract it said, I kept the knife in my dressing gown pocket and then hid it in the drawer next to the bed. We also heard at the end of today's, the opening of this case, from her defence barrister who said that she was in a coercive relationship with Nicholas Billingham, and that this was not a case of murder, but instead it was a case of manslaughter because of the state of her mind. And this case is due to continue tomorrow.
Let's see how good she is.
Thousands of junior doctors across the East Midlands have gone on strike in a row over pay with the government. The action is part of a 3-day walkout by staff who are calling for a 35% pay rise, which the government says is unaffordable. Phil Brewster reports.
Despite the cold and rain, thousands of junior doctors took to the picket lines across the region this morning. It's the beginning of 72 hours of industrial action in England over what the British Medical Association says is a fight to restore wages. In a month's manner, more than 26,000 voted yes to strike action. That's 98% of those who voted. The BMA claims junior doctors' pay has fallen by more than 26% in real terms since 2008. A 10% pay increase to make up the difference. On the picket lines at Leicester's Royal Infirmary today, striking doctors say it's about fairness and protecting patients.
So many of us are leaving the NHS that we're often having to cover for 2, even 3 doctors.
Come and have a conversation with me.
That means burnout on levels never seen before.
Come back upstairs.
That means they're not getting the standard of care that they deserve and that we aspire to.
pay after graduating, so you're a fully qualified doctor, you're responsible for patients, £14 an hour. And then when you've been in the job for usually upwards of 8 years, we're talking £28 an hour. So those are the people who are responsible for running hospitals, operating, delivering babies independently, still £28 an hour. More power to their bottom pay, but they've actually increased their baristas' pay, so their baristas are paid £14 an hour, which is actually a penny more than a junior doctor who's responsible for the lives of patients.
The Health Secretary has described the PMA's 35% pay demand as unaffordable and their decision to strike as frustrating. He's now urging doctors' unions to get around the negotiating table.
The male who's following you is very mad. Junior doctors, we recognise the huge pressure the workforce has been under through the pandemic. We've made an offer of talks with them to discuss pay. The junior doctors have chosen not to do so, and I urge them to come and have those discussions with me as a matter of urgency.
The strike action is set to end at 7 AM on Thursday. In the meantime, the advice to patients is dial 999 in an emergency and attend hospital appointments unless told otherwise. Phil Brister.
Don't forget your screenshots, guys.
Ofsted have rated a residential programme at a school in Leicester for pupils with special educational needs as outstanding. But the scheme at Ashfield Academy in North Evington is in danger of closing down. The County Council is considering withdrawing funding for the programme. The school bosses say it empowers children and described it as a lifeline for parents.
If you don't know...
Now, the family of Bill Tidy has described him as the most brilliant cartoonist and the very best.
Experiment, if you like.
Death at the age of 89. The former Daily Mirror
Well,
and private
nice
artist was born in Liverpool, but lived much of his life in the East Midlands,
building,
receiving an MBE for services to
and that made
journalism.
him go a little
In
bit
recent years, he had suffered 2 serious
mad.
strokes. Lewis Warner reports.
I know you probably feed off that energy.
With a pen in hand and paper ready to be etched, Bill Tidy was at his happiest. Responsible for some of the most renowned satirical cartoons of his day, his stories featured in a host of national newspapers, including the
Yes, that's
Times
right.
and the Daily Mirror, and
It's
the
like a
Private
ritual.
Private Eye.
If you want to say it that way.
The package single cartoon image showed loved ones reading the passenger list of survivors of the Titanic, and a polar bear asking, "Is there any news of the iceberg?"
I don't ever think he realised just how well liked and loved he was by everybody outside of his family. I mean, as
Oh.
we never had an egg that didn't
No.
have a face on it. We had special labels on our ketchup. Dad and drawing went together. They were his life. He loved to draw. He was forever seeing cartoons in his head. As Sir Tim Rice said yesterday, he was also a great speaker and writer, but everybody just loved the fact that he could turn his hand to drawing at such lightning speed, so that by the time he finished telling you the gag, he'd draw.
And upon me.
Liverpool, he later moved to Derbyshire, where a flood in 2000 destroyed much of his original artwork. In 2018, he moved to Leicestershire, where he died this weekend.
Where are your first impressions of England, having been down here? He's not doing it because he's pathetic.
I think the people are great. They're 1.5% more defensive than Northwesterners. But once you crack that 0.5%, which is nothing,
Kick that ball. There was a ball kicked last night.
867, and with decades
Why can't you
of
do it
work behind
tonight?
him, Bill was awarded an MBE for services to journalism. A testament to his character, though, Bill said the award was not for him.
I didn't deserve it. This has been got for me by all the characters I've drawn. And we're talking about 40 million